Welcome to Aftermath's Gold Challenge Mode Guide. I'm Marza, and this is the Temple of the Jade Serpent. So this is Temple of the Jade Serpent. There are not particularly a lot of pulls in here that will be endangering to your tank, except for this first pull, where we have to pull all of these mobs together. This one is pretty deadly. You will see that I come close to dying several times during this pull. It's also important to note that you cannot aggro this boss until everybody is up the ramp, because as soon as you do, he sends off that first water down there, and if it hits anyone, they will get hit pretty hard. So the trick to this trash is that the little droplets do a fair amount of damage because there's so many of them. And we're getting new corrupt living waters, and we actually do want to prioritize the ones related to the boss encounter. So you'll notice I marked a skull on it as it came out. I'm going to continue to do this as more spawn. We're using hunter traps to snare the little adds so that I can sort of kite around the room as we kill the bigger ones. You want to avoid standing in the water at all, too. It also does damage. Notice I say that as I stand in a ton of water. Once you get to this point where there's very little remaining, it becomes a lot less dangerous. All of these elements will still do a lot of damage, but you don't have quite so much stuff just following around and making your job hard. Also, you'll see there I was getting pelted with water bolts. Unlike the heroic version and the normal version, you cannot stand outside of this water ring area as you fight the boss. So you can't pull these adds off. You have to fight them right in the center here. You need to be on the outer edge to avoid the bubble burst. And then this phase is exactly the same as heroic and normal. He moves a little faster, as you can see. But you're just spinning around DPSing the boss. As soon as he drops, you want to go back to the entrance of the room and get ready to run. We're going to be using an invisibility potion here, which also means you cannot use a potion on Wise Mary, the boss we just killed, because you need your cooldown up. Right here we group up and use our 15-second invisibility potions. Where you want to stop, you see this bridge we are about to run over. You want to stop just on this side of it and pick up all the mobs. You need to pull this pack from across the bridge. Someone has conveniently done it for me. I'm sure it probably wasn't intentional on their part, but you want to pull all of this stuff together, and this is the exact amount of mobs that you will need to kill in the instance if you clear from here on. You can go down and kill the scroll, start the RP. Before you kill all of these mobs, you will have plenty of time to kill them while this RP is happening. So for this boss, the way that you want to do it to keep the damage intake low is to DPS 1. We started on the right one, but you could start on either. DPS it until it has about 6 stacks of its buff, and once it has 6, you need to hard switch to the other one. And if you keep switching back and forth at 6, they should stay between 2 and 6 stacks at all times, and never go immune and never start doing too much damage. In the next room, contrary to most challenge modes, you don't want to pull too much. The larger enemies, the minions of whatever, I'll see in a second, they do a silence as well as Minion of Doubt. They do a silence as well as dropping a debuff that puts puddles underneath people. And the silence is the big problem. You want to be stunning these and treating them as you would any standard moderately difficult challenge mode trash. Interrupt, stuns, etc. There are 2 patrols right there. We added them into this pack because it was already down low enough. But really, just you want to take this room slowly for a challenge mode. This boss doesn't operate particularly differently from normal mode, but the waves that she shoots out do significantly more damage, so you need to be careful about avoiding them, especially the green puddles and green waves in the second phase will do a lot of damage. Make sure to let your healer drink. This trash is difficult. This is another instance where if we were going through this on Heroic, we would pull these with the boss. For instance, when you're doing the speed clear achievement of this zone on Heroic, but on Challenge mode it's simply too risky. The damage they put out in the stuns, or the silences rather, are a little more than you want to deal with while you're fighting the boss. We wait for our healer to get to start drinking, and then we pull. He'll remain drinking as long as he can, most likely. So for this boss, you'll see us correctly execute it. You want to stand on top of each other facing the same way. We choose to just face right in front of the boss towards the door, so that when the spirits come out, you can ideally sort of clump them in the doorway. We want to stay grouped up even though the damage you take is greater from the spirits. See, this is how you should execute it. They're going to die very quickly when you can AE them like this. They do an AE on their target, so we are actually taking a lot of damage and use of Tranquility, but it's a lot faster, so that's pretty much what you have to go for. The next time he does it, we will be using our second lust. Oh, we used our second lust there instead. But it will be up for the next time that he does it. If you have an off-healing class that has some sort of cooldown, like a Shadow Priest, you would want to use it on the second set of spirits that he sends out. Without it, everybody needs to use their personal cooldowns, Hellstones, whatever. You will take a lot of damage during that phase. I hope you found this guide helpful, so subscribe, check out our website, and visit me on Twitch. Thanks.